what happened that day was you were seeking knowledge, you were seeking forms of expression. And what you did was you manifested that woman. You manifested her because you could have been walking around at a time where she was inside cooking dinner. Right. You could have been walking around at any time where she wasn't available to be in your presence. Right. But your strength in your mind attracted her due to the time you was looking for me. You found the feminine energy. You see what I'm saying? Which is nothing but a polarity. So that happens all the time. We just got to know how to exercise that. And we have to know how to embrace it and strengthen it and enhance it, because we so goddamn powerful. We can manifest any fucking thing. And that's why they love to keep you in an emotional state, in a fearful state. Because you're always going to be, just like that man I was speaking to today, the older pastor, minister, whatever the hell he was, the Jesus pusher. What's the first solution they think that there is for this murderous cops killing black people? Oh, we need to find a way to be nicer to cops. We need to find a way to kiss their ass more. Maybe they won't kill us. We need to teach our kids what not to do with cops. What the hell do you mean by that? You know, they insult my intelligence every goddamn time. Well, not my intelligence. They insult us, period. Peace, brother. They insult us, period, every time they want to figure out new ways to fucking kiss these cops' asses just to hope they don't get murdered. And once again, that's the same submission and the same allowing of ourselves to be disrespected and murdered that kept us enslaved mentally and physically for 300 to 400 motherfucking years. When the hell are you going to do something different? You see what I'm saying? Retaliation is all they understand, and retaliation is the first thing they want you to be scared to do. You know, they want to judge you soon as one cop dies, but forgetting the thousands to millions of black lives that were taken by one cop. You see? So it's, you know, once again, though, back to, I don't even want to get into that. Fuck all of that shit, because we don't, see, in my world, we don't give energy to this beast to make it powerful. Because the only reason why these Neanderthal recessives are any form of this so-called power we keep saying they have is because it comes from us. It comes from our source of soul, our source of love, our source of hate, our source of care, our source of attention that gives them the power, so-called, that they think they have or we think they have. Other than that, once we stop paying attention to them, once we start embracing our indigenous minds and knowing ourselves, that so-called power cease to exist, because nobody has power besides you. The dollar has no power besides the people who spend it.
People who give it value.
Exactly.
They're the ones who make it that dollar powerful.
Everything on this planet, the value of it comes from the use of it by the people.
Right.
You see? So, once again, we have to get out of that mindset of reminding ourselves. Every time we post ourselves being murdered by them. Every time we post, don't get me wrong, I believe we should know and have respect for the families, but every time we post over and over and over, why do you think they allow us to do it? They allow us to do it. Why do you think they allow you to post a nigga getting murdered 1,000 times on Instagram? Why do you think they allow you to post a nigga getting stomped out 1 billion times on Instagram? But as soon as you want to post one cop dying, oh shit, the whole Instagram shuts down. I've been shut down off Instagram so many times just by posting empowering things. And the hashtag that I'll put, they'll shut me down. You see what I'm saying? So, once again, we are the source of everything. Nothing exists without your mind. Nothing exists without your emotion, your passion, your love. All right, brother. Nothing exists without your attention. Their wealth was built off the sweat and blood off your ancestors' back, and today is maintained off your ignorance. And that is a fact. Nobody can dispute that. If black people disappeared off the earth right now, the bleaching industry will disappear, the weave industry will disappear, the fast food industry will almost damn near disappear. All of these industries will disappear. They'll disappear. So we have to understand that the true power comes from us. And we have to understand that we are the true source of power on this entire planet. On this entire planet. You see, we the only people that bathe in the sun. You see what I'm saying?
We're the only people who are capable of bathing in the sun without burning ourselves or harming ourselves.
However way and level you would like to put it, let's keep it real. What is melanoma? You see what I'm saying? These are diseases that come from the sun. Does melanoma go into you? No, it does not. You see what I'm saying? You get more powerful from the sun. Just like everything that's meant to be on this planet. Anything indigenous of this planet needs the goddamn sun. You see what I'm saying? So what does that tell you about them? You see? So, that's that with that. But, yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? We have to get into this mindset of, some questions, man. We have to get into this mindset of knowing who we are, and what we're capable of, and what we have done to empower us and put pride back into our minds, back into the sciences that we created, back into the industries, back into the forms of economies and kingdoms that we created. You see, and people always want to talk about we were kings and queens. Yes, that was only a small percent of us. Most of us were scientists, alchemists, architects, all type of different things. You know what I'm saying? All type of different things that rebuilt the entire world. Every time they destroyed one of our societies, we rebuilt it overnight because that's just in our genetics. You see, it's so funny because they'll destroy our societies and we'll rebuild them. Their shit is usually already destroyed, but if somebody destroys it, they'll come for them and murder them and wipe them out. We've never wiped out no group of people. There's no history of that. We never wiped out no group of people. Even the time during the so-called Black Plague or the bubonic plague that went on in Europe, we had the opportunity to literally wipe white people off the earth. Did we do that? No, we didn't. We gave them soap, we bathed their ass, we gave them medicine, and we uplifted them and brought them back to a level of humanity to where they could sustain themselves. And what happened? It bit us in the ass like it always does. It always bites us in the ass. And we still not getting
Can you do me a favor, explain that a little more in a little more detail?
Which what?
The bubonic plague and how we help them.
The bubonic plague, first of all, we have to understand and know for a fact that there was a certain time for centuries, even millenniums, where Europe itself, or what we call Europe, because remember, there was a point in time where Europe didn't exist, and this wasn't a long time ago, where Europe was under such disease, turmoil, feudalism, sickness, lack of complete hygiene. There's a book out, it's called Dirt by Terrence McCullough. Anybody listening, get that book. It's hard to get to. That book costs hundreds of dollars. But anyway, they lived off filth. They bathed in filth. They didn't bathe at all. They wore underwear their entire lives, okay? As a matter of fact, they didn't even have the concept of underwear, to be honest with you. You see how they say dog is man's best friend? That's a certain proverb that they still continue to allow to be adopted today. There was another one that they don't want to tell you about, which is, what's up, brother? Which is lice is the gentleman's companion. Meaning what? Lice comes from the layers of clothing or filth that they breed under. The reason why they said lice is the gentleman's companion, because during a certain time in Europe, remember, the average European, not even the poorest, but the average European wore the same wardrobe damn near year round. Let's not forget that they didn't have changing seasons. So there really wasn't a reason to have a wardrobe full of shorts and long shirts and all of this different stuff. Their weather was usually the same most of the time. So you had a group of people that wore the same shit forever. Then when you were a noble or more royal or so on and so forth up the ladder, you had maybe 3, 4, 5 different outfits. So when you were rich, you had multiple outfits that you wore on layers on top of each other. Now, whether you were rich or poor, you still didn't wash your ass. If we look in history, the Queen of England, who I believe was Elizabeth at the time, used to announce her annual bathing. You know what annual means? That means once a year. And when she would announce it, the people would look at her like, who the hell cares? You see what I'm saying? But she used to bathe once a year. And this is the royalty. This is not regular people. This is the royalty. So if the royalty only wash their ass once a year, if that, what does that mean about the people? So when I say that this type of lifestyle of living in filth, never washing yourself, never drinking clean water, never having enough food to eat, it breeds disease and it breeds mass epidemics that can wipe out people due to the fact that they have no hygiene. And this is where the bubonic plague from, measles, all the different, they just go down the list. You go down the list and this stuff is very easy to look up. They had lists of diseases that went on in Europe all the way up until the